Hey guys, so as you may be able to tell, I'm still a little bit allergy ridden. I did cave and actually take allergy medicine. My mom was like, Emily, you need to take allergy medicine, and she gave me some last night, which was great because I was able to sleep through the night. And the only bad thing is that this allergy medicine has a drowsy effect, so I took some when I got to work this morning and I was just like kind of loopy, drowsy, but that's okay. It's definitely helped with the sneezing and stuff. So today I am going to do another Ask Emily, and the question is, this question is a really great question. It's from the notorious Nolan Mundi, and he asked, what's your biggest regret? Either something you wish you hadn't done or something you wish you did. Now, like I said, I think this is a great question, and there's many things that come to mind, but the thing that comes to mind the most, I feel like some people are gonna be surprised, especially my friends. I think my really close friends aren't gonna be too surprised because I have expressed how this affected me, and that I do regret certain things, and the fact that just how everything transpired. Anyways, so the thing that I think I most regret is, I talk about this in my INTJ video, not my INTJ dating video, so don't get these people confused, but the video about INTJs. I talk about a friend that I had that was an INTJ, and this happened almost 4 years ago in fall of 2014. I think it was around October, but I lost him as a friend during that time, and I think we're both to blame. I don't think one of us, well, maybe one is, I mean, I could see how some people might think that what I did was worse, or maybe what he did was worse, but I personally think we both kind of played a different but equally, I guess, volatile role in this ending of the friendship. I'm not gonna get into every single thing, but I will just briefly talk about who he is, or I guess I don't really know him because I very much anymore, well, not at all. I haven't really talked to him. I've seen him around a couple of times, but I have not talked to him and like had a really serious conversation in almost 3 or 4 years. So anyways, I forget when I became friends with him. I think it was spring semester 2014. And at first I didn't really think too much about him as a friend. In fact, I wasn't really like thinking that we were going to be friends because he does have a pretentious air to him. But then I became friends with him somehow, and we started hanging out, and especially then over the summer / the beginning of the next school year, I became very, very close to him. And at the time, I feel like I knew him pretty well, and not just his surface level, because he, to me, and I might be wrong, and I'm not trying to say that this is the absolute truth, but to me, I think he puts on a front for people. He puts on, in my opinion, a protective front of being this kind of pretentious, better than you kind of person, and that really puts people off. And it put me off because even though he was really nice to me, he did have this little air about him when it came to especially meeting new people. And but I don't want to focus on his behavior. I want to focus on what I regret the most. And that's how I handled things towards the end of our friendship. Like I said, I feel like we were very close, and he told me things that I don't think he really tells other people. One of those being, he said that he wishes one day he wants to have a girl, so his daughter will know what a real father's like. And that hit me. That's something that I've never forgotten about him. I know everything he told me, I still remember. I still remember the name of his cat. Just little details like that. I mean, not every single detail, but enough. But anyways, so to give a little bit of an overview of how the friendship ended, so we started really hanging out one-on-one towards, again, the summer or the beginning of that semester. And I would be lying if I said that I never had feelings for him. And then I think at the time I kind of denied that. You know, he denied it as well. But I think we both at some point had mutual feelings for one another. But I was very immature, and I liked this other guy more than him. And it wasn't really personality-wise, because personality-wise I actually liked the INTJ guy more. I just was like, it was more of a superficial thing for me. I used to be really big on height. I kind of still am, and I can't, and I know that's kind of a bad thing, and I've talked about this before, but the guy, the INTJ guy is like, he's either, well, he's shorter than me now, but at the time he was either slightly shorter than me or about the same height. And that was just a superficial thing on me, but the main reason was his kind of attitude towards other people. That's why I wasn't really so keen on dating him. Had he maybe not been so much that way, maybe I would. But anyways, one day, I don't really remember all the specifics, and I'm not going to go into the specifics that I really know, just for the sake of his privacy and stuff. But long story short, he expressed feelings for me. And again, I liked that other guy, and I told him, I was like, well, I kind of like this other guy more, or I said something like that, and I said that I still, you know, I liked him, the INTJ guy, but I told him that he was too short, or something like that, or like something really mean, and just superficial. And I just was like, but he still was like, oh, we should do something, you know. And he even invited me to come over to his house to watch a movie, or his dorm. And like, I forget what day, I think it was like, I don't know. But anyways, after he left, it was a very awkward encounter, because he had just basically said that to me, and I was taken aback because of how, even though I knew him on a very deep level at the time, he was being very vulnerable towards me, especially in the sense that he admitted that, and I didn't handle it very well at all. I was actually pretty mean about it, and just like very inconsiderate. He was texting me about that, and I made some excuse, I forget what the excuse was, about why I couldn't come to his dorm whatever day he said. And then going forward, he would text me and I would either not text him back or I would say very short responses. And keep in mind, we did quite a few things together as far as at our university. So there was a few organizations that we were both a part of, or at least we had a very similar friend group at the time. So I would see him and I would just avoid him. And he even said something to me, I think it was through text, that was I ignoring him or something like that. Anyways, flash forward to an encounter. At the time I was president of French Club, and there was a girl who this guy actually said that he liked as well. But it was only the three of us that ended up showing up to this event, and it was at this restaurant. And I had told that girl like how he felt as well, which again, that was another, well, he kind of asked me to say something to her as well, which I didn't see how that would be helpful, because even though I guess I said the same thing where I said that I liked another guy. Anyways, so after we were finished at the restaurant, the girl left and he told me, he asked if I could come and talk with him in his car. So I came and talked with him in his car, and he basically said that he didn't feel anything for me romantically, and that, you know, all this stuff. And I was pretty much like, okay, well that's okay, I understand. And I thought at this point things would return back to normal and we just like kind of brush that under the rug. But basically that didn't happen, and the next time I saw him, I found out that basically that he had said something about me liking him, and I just got really upset about that because I liked that other guy and I didn't want to ruin things with that other guy. Again, very immature. So I just did that in a very dramatic way, and I didn't handle it well. I just basically said, no, I don't like you. And at this point, we were not friends anymore. And it got to the point where I told other people about the situation, and he told other people about the situation, and we both kind of were talking about one another negatively. And flash forward, there's a few things that happened in between, but I really regret, well, I for sure regret my initial reaction. And again, he has denied saying those things, and I mean, that's fine. But I regret the way that I handled it, regardless of whether he felt that way or not. Which could be true. Maybe he didn't really feel that way when he said the things he did that night. But I was very, again, immature. I blew it out of proportion, and it became a drama that lasted for quite a while. And the reason why I regret it is because regardless of the things that he did to me, that I'm not going to go into, I do believe he is a good person, and I've said this so many times to different friends because they wonder why I would even have sympathy for him. I think he's a great person, actually, and even though he has a certain exterior towards certain people, I think that his heart is very pure, and regardless of maybe how again, we both acted immature. I did. I felt like a lot of the stuff that he did was pretty justified, because I don't know. I know I'm being very vague with this story, and I think people that watch this will know who I'm talking about. I don't think he's ever gonna watch this video. Maybe you will. If you're watching this video, hey, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I regret that, because we were such good friends at the time, and he didn't deserve that. He's had a pretty rough past, or a rough upbringing, and someone that he regarded as a close friend basically did not treat him that way. And I wish I could take everything that I did back, but I obviously can't. And he's actually someone that, if I ever get the opportunity, I would love to sit down with him. Because now there's really, I don't think either of us have anything to lose, as far as we're not in the organizations that we used to be in. We're both graduated from college. We've both moved on with our lives. I don't know if he ever would want to talk. And I'm not saying that we would ever really become friends again. But I wish that I could let him know that I was in the wrong, and that I didn't handle things well. And I wish him the best. I know some of my friends have seen him around, and I saw him, I think this was like 2 years ago. Maybe even 3 years, I think it was 2. He saw he saw my sister and and we were just like sitting outside in Marietta Square on a bench. He was with one of his friends, and I don't think he meant to do this, especially because it was me, but he waved at us. He knows my sister as well. He waved at us, and I've seen him at other gatherings and stuff too. And yeah, so sorry again for the vagueness, but that's what I really regret, is how I treated him, and how and why that friendship ended. So I hope you guys are having a great day. Sorry for this jumbled description, but I hope everything is great in your life, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.